There is so much style information out there today that it can get really noisy, and it can make it very hard to even hear yourself think. Hello and welcome back. This is the second day of a 5-part video series, Style Self-Trust, the 5 key shifts that will change everything. If you missed video 1, I will link it right here. It was all about the style story reset and why it's so important to identify what you've been telling yourself, what sort of your style story has been on repeat, and learning how to create and tell a different style story that will lead to the results you want. I'll quickly introduce myself and say that I am Kristen from Kristen Kane Style. I'm a style and mindset coach, and I have helped lots of women like you create wardrobes they absolutely love wearing by doing all the style stuff, although that is not the most important. The most important is the mindset piece. I help you uncover what has been keeping you stuck so that it is no longer a problem. It's not about helping you buy the most current blank for this season. It is not about helping you organize your closet or learning what shapes fit you or what colors work for you. It is about teaching you how to learn to trust yourself, how to develop style self-trust so that any season, any situation, you have the confidence to know what to purchase, what to edit, what to combine together in an outfit, what to pack in your suitcase, what to wear to a special occasion. Having style self-trust is the secret sauce, and it will unlock the style mystery that you have likely been living with for far too long. If you are ready to do this work with me, I invite you inside Style Therapy. It is my signature program. It is a flexible 3-month container, and we will get you the style results that you want. I am very grateful to be almost fully booked. I have a few spots left. Once those spots are filled, then I will open the wait list. If you're on the wait list, the next opportunity to work together will be in December or the beginning of 2026. So I don't want you to have to wait that long. It is the perfect time to get started right now so that before the holidays, you are loving how you look and feel in your clothes. So today is video 2 of this 5-part video series on style self-trust, the 5 key shifts that need to happen in order to change everything in your wardrobe. This key shift I love. It is the noise filter. We live in a time where there is so much information out there that first of all, it likely makes you feel like you can solve your style struggles yourself. And it's not that you can't. It's that oftentimes there are too many inputs and it gets pretty confusing and overwhelming and then frustrating. And having a coach in your corner to help you navigate what's necessary and what's not. One of the things I have noticed in the many years I have been working one-on-one with clients is that they usually make it more difficult than it actually is to solve their problem, because there's all this noise. This noisiness shows up as way too many inputs. And the noise filter, this key shift of learning how to filter out the noise, is essential to growing your own style self-trust. Because when you don't trust yourself, the noise feels like it's super helpful. I need more information. I need to keep searching. I need to keep looking. I haven't found the answer yet. I need to listen to someone else's opinion. All of that seems necessary because you don't trust yourself to make a choice, to make a decision on your own and feel good about it. And if you don't feel good about it, because that happens, it still happens in my wardrobe. I make a choice and then later I think, that wasn't probably the best choice. But I learned something. But when the noise is all that you're hearing and you feel like more noise will ultimately help you know what to do and what action to take to get the result that you want, it just becomes really loud. So this noise can come in the form of Pinterest boards, Instagram saves, endless YouTube tutorials, lots of color analysis, style courses, well-meaning friends and family members and sales associates. It's noise and input that's clogging up your filter and not allowing you to make a choice that you feel good about. So we want to clean that up. The noise filter is how we do that. Inside Style Therapy, I help clients learn to trust themselves to make decisions without relying on anyone else. I'm going to break down a few different ways this shows up kind of as a mistake. Again, this is not a mistake as in you're doing it wrong and you're terrible and you've completely failed. It's just the way that I see it happening in my clients that is what needs to be addressed and noticed so that it can be changed. So the most obvious mistake is that you're constantly looking for more information. This searching never stops. You never rest with trying to find a solution to your style struggles. It is a constant source of noise. You might follow every tip or trend. Your style might feel scattered because you're constantly seeking and striving, but you don't actually have a real plan and you don't trust yourself and your own voice. In this hidden area, you might be scrolling a lot on Instagram and Pinterest, waiting to find sort of the perfect influencer who has the same body type and the same color palette and wears clothing that you like, and then you're just going to replicate what she does. You are always looking for a solution, and you are giving your power to someone else. Once I find an influencer that dresses the way I like, I'm just going to copy what she does, or I'm going to allow the sales associate to kind of sway me and help me decide which thing to buy. In this realm of the noise filter, I hear almost always from clients that there is someone in their life who they really don't like shopping with because of this noise, and they are unable to resist kind of the push that they get from this person. It can often be their mother or their sister or their best friend or their partner, but someone has an opinion, and likely this person is super well-meaning, and they've developed this strong opinion with you because they know that you really struggle to make a decision and they're trying to be helpful. What I do inside Style Therapy with my clients is I help them learn to trust their own voice. I help them quiet the noise so that they no longer seek outside validation when they get dressed, when they put something on, when they try to decide what to buy. They trust themselves. There is an inner knowing. Yes, this is for me. No, thank you. It doesn't matter how beautiful you think it looks on me. It's not for me. And I know that, and I trust that. This feels like kind of an insurmountable thing to learn and to practice. And I promise you that it's not. So many of my clients rejoice in the fact that they now can shop with that person who used to make it very difficult for them to not come home with things they didn't love, because they've developed this style self-trust. And I often say, use me as an excuse. The first few times as you're practicing this and setting the new boundary, say, oh, my style coach says I'm not allowed to buy that. I'm not allowed to buy anything today. I'm just looking. Whatever works for you, you're welcome to use me as the excuse. And the deeper mistake inside this key shift of the noise filter is that it gets so loud that it drowns out your voice. And you no longer even know what you like or what you think because you can't actually hear yourself think. It reminds me of when I was a kid and my parents would often turn down the radio when the chaos in the car, or I would do it with my own kids, turn down the radio when the chaos in the car got too loud. There were just too many inputs, and I would need to quiet the noise in order to be able to concentrate and make the best decisions moving forward. So if you've ever been in a car with someone who turned down the radio when things got a little chaotic, or if you've done it yourself, that's what we're doing with the noise filter. The noise filter is to begin to quiet all of that external input so that you can really get clear and listen to what you think and believe about your style so that we can take action from that place. And the perfectionism tie-in here is that this seeking, this constant searching for the answer creates this volume in our brain that allows us to just stay stuck. And perfectionism likes it when we're stuck because we can't do it wrong. The misconception here is that if we just keep seeking, if we keep learning, if we take that course, if we watch that video, if we go on this Pinterest page, if we ask that friend, if we go to this store and we collect more information, then we'll finally get it right. Perfectionism has you believing that there is a right way and there is a wrong way. And the only way you'll get it right is to make sure that you've left no stone unturned and you've pulled in all the possible information you could before you take any action. And sadly, I say this as a perfectionist who would love to tell you that that's true. Sadly, that is not true. And all it is going to do is continue to turn up the volume and make it noisier in your brain so that it is harder to have style self-trust when you're ready to get dressed. And inside Style Therapy, I help you stop the searching and start deciding. What we want to do is have you trust yourself enough to quiet the noise and make some decisions that will ultimately lead to the style result you want. When you can filter out the noise and just take the pieces of information that you've learned, which are super valuable. It's not that all that researching didn't lead to any great morsels of information that will help you have the style you really want. But when it just never stops, it's just way too much. So we filter it so that you can actually hear yourself. You learn how to tell the difference between helpful inspiration and distracting overload. You understand how to change the volume so that when there's too much input and it starts to feel overwhelming and frustrating, you know how to quiet it, how to filter out the noise and just listen to yourself. You realize that it's your voice and not anyone else's that matters most. Inside Style Therapy, I take you through the process of resetting your style story and then filtering out the noise. If that's something you're interested in, I invite you to join me inside Style Therapy. There is a link down below to book your sales call and we can get started right away. I have a few spots left, and once those spots are full, I will be fully booked and I will open up a wait list. If you're on the wait list, you will likely wait until December or early 2026 to begin working together. I don't want you to have to wait that long. I want one of these spots to be yours. If you'd like more information, there's a link down below with all the details for style therapy, and we can get started resetting your style story and filtering out the noise that you've been collecting so that you can create the style results that you want. The next video in this 5-part series about the 5 key shifts that you need to make in order to develop style self-trust is the Action Lab. This one is a really good one because without action, there is no change. So stay tuned for the next video on the Action Lab. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really beautiful day.